All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening with a short message. I'm not going to be before you long. The topic is we need to understand some things, some of these things. We need to understand some of these things, you guys. And a lot of it has to do with each and every last one of us. Being so, there is a lot of what you call darkness in the land, and a lot of the darkness is being totally ignored. Okay, so I want you to um, understand that it's important that we understand some things. Do you have to have the understanding of all things? No, nowhere near it. We'll never reach that destiny in knowing all things or even a lot of things, but some things we got to own in this day and time. I think a lot of it has to do with owning situations, okay, that's actually before us, more so than saying, okay, I'm just going to walk around like this here, or I'm going to close this here, or this and this. I think there are some things, not all things, because you're going to a mental hospital trying to grip all things. But I believe there's some things that it's important for us to really grip in this day and time. And a lot of people right now is getting very, very comfortable for some reason or another. Can I explain it? Nope. Mm-mm. You can't explain it. You cannot explain how people are deciding to live in a way it seems and it appear comfortable, as if nothing is really going on in the world itself. But there's some things you need to know. It's some things that we need to know. We shouldn't walk around, like I say, this way and this way, as if I see nothing, I hear nothing, I'm just doing me, you know, as if you're the only one exist in the world today. And that's impossible. Because Sister Deborah can actually claim that. But the reality is it's not something that's true. Okay. So it don't mean faking it and thinking, everything's good just because I'm faking it and portraying that, I don't see anything and nor do I hear anything. And a lot of the things that we're seeing and we're hearing in the world today, it is a place in where, in a day in which the Most High wants you to know some things. You know what I'm saying? We ain't looking for everything. We don't have to know everything, but He wants us to know some things. Like I was teaching earlier today about how to go into prayer and how we have escaped getting our blessings and our healing and our deliverance and showing the power of Yah is because we deny the power therein, and that is He that is in the spirit. He is the power, and we're denying it in any and everything we are doing. We are denying the power therein. We can't even say some things we're denying. We as people has this thing about denying everything that we should be embracing, and some of it has to do with what we don't know, you see. So just speaking on that this morning, that's something that you should know, you should have known. And every time I go there, I always thinking about what the Father wanted us to understand when it says, my people, they perish due to lack of knowledge. But what's so good about that, it wasn't that they just didn't have knowledge. It says due to lack of knowledge because they reject. So see the action of His people, they perish because they reject knowledge. In Hosea chapter, I think it's chapter 4 and verse 6, they reject knowledge. A lot of people like to say, He said they perish due to lack of knowledge. But if you keep on reading it, it says because they reject knowledge. Now, that's where I'm at today. There are so many things that's going on. And from what I can see from where I am at, is that people are rejecting things that's actually taking place. We're making something nothing. Okay. We're embracing nothing. And there's something there. We should behold, see it for what it is, and know how to enter in it and move on by it. Not get in it and stay in it and swim in it and sit in it and eat in it, but just the idea that it's present. It ain't something for you to get stuck in. You know how he said in Psalms 23, ye though I walk through. See, a lot of people wouldn't know the power that rests in walking through the valley of the shadow of death. He wasn't getting stuck in the beginning of what he was going through, but he had to go through it to be able to land that testimony in Psalms 23. Ye though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. He didn't get stuck in it. He walked through it. Well, that's what I'm speaking of as the same today. Is we should seek after understanding some things, not just close our eyes and our ears and walk around trying to ignore what is before us. Should we swim in it? No. But it's something in us that has to apply what is actually taking place. And I don't care if it's on your left, if it's on your right, if it's in front of you or in back of you. It's no need in denying nothing that's going on in this world today. Because when you deny stuff that's actually taking place and you get in this here mode of I don't see it, I don't watch news, I don't get into that, I don't like to talk about that, I don't want, you actually is denying what he has already prophesied. But we want such a close-knit relationship with the Most High Yah. We really do. But we don't want nothing else to come with it. We want his protection. We want him to protect us. We want him to heal us. We want him to bless us. But when it comes down to anything outside of this, we want no part of. Nothing he said, he done, what he revealed. And it's like the world who says, a lot of people say, when I don't even watch the news. I don't, because all it is negativity. I remember, what today is, it must have been Monday. I was talking to the insurance lady, and her manager came in and introduced himself to me. And him and I was just talking about my daughter being in Paris, because he's been to Paris many a time. And this lady, she was like, oh, and we would talk, me and him was talking about how many people have lost their lives over in Paris due to the heat. Oh, you should see this woman. And she couldn't have been she's 31 years old. It just hurt her. Because she said she don't listen to bad things. She don't listen to the news. She don't like to hear stuff like that. She try to stay out of that zone. He looked at her and I looked at her. I said, and you know what? I told you I don't cut throat. I told her, I said, baby, you got a long life to live. If you thinking that everything is about what you blind and only look at what you want to look at or hear what you want. Oh, no, you ain't going to escape it. It's reality. And her boss sat there and told her that is so right. It ain't like we lying. That's what her boss said. It's the reality. And that's what people don't want. People are afraid of reality because it might hit them all the way home. But with me, I could give a rat's behind. But then you don't know who people are mentally. Let me just line that up right. You really don't know the mental state of people. You really don't. That's why I say in this title, we need to understand some things, at least some things. because I believe there are a lot of conditions out here where people are hiding even themselves from the reality of who they themselves are. And it has a lot to do with mental to me. And that's a dangerous thing because it has to do and it's connected to the flesh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's connected to the flesh. Anytime we don't, and we have a problem in facing reality when reality is facing us, that's a dangerous mindset, a very dangerous mindset. Very, very dangerous mindset. We should want to hear some things. We don't need to be entertained with all things, but we should not be ducking and hiding and trying to escape some things. And if a person's mental state is at that level where they can't handle it or they can't handle certain things, they really need to pretty much stay to themselves. Because just like this lady that was at the insurance company Monday, I think that was Monday or Tuesday, and her boss came in to show her how to do something when she was dealing with me with the papers. He was showing her how to do something, and she told him her daughter's in Paris, and he loved Paris. He loved it, and him and I just start talking, and he started saying, "Did you see the heat? You see how many people died?" And this lady just went crazy. This is a sad thing, but it's a type of sad thing that you can get past, because anytime someone's mental state is set up from the flow up that only I am able to handle certain things, you go out that zone, and I messed up. And I definitely sat there and I told her, baby, it is the reality. You got a long life to live. And if you running away from reality, and he said, yeah, it's just the facts. And he told her, I ain't lying. It's really happening. And it's just too hard for her, too heavy for her. She didn't like the idea of him and I was sitting here talking about how many lives were lost due to the heat. So anytime you can get bent from just that alone, you see what I'm saying? But when it come down to hearing things that's happening to certain nationality, you don't have no problem. You can handle all that. It's a problem, y'all, in this world. And it's sicker than what it appeared to be. So you all be careful out there, and always try to and teach your grandchildren and your great grandchildren and your grandchildren, even your adult children, to be careful out here. Be careful and tell them they need to understand some things that's actually taking place. Not things just what happened back in 2015, but what is actually going on right here today. Do y'all know a lot of people are escaping even this very day? They are escaping what's actually taking place today. People are hiding from it. They can't, their mental state can't handle it. You see, not only do some mental state, that's just who people are. They can't handle what is actually taking place, or because it brings it all the way home, or what? So what did that say? What does that say? Come tribulation time, when that tribulation pull up, how is it? And I ain't gonna say when it has, and that could be what really people are trying to escape. That could be it, because tribulation has pulled up already, baby. Tribulation, perilous time, men, heart, self-failure, those it's already pulled up. It's stepped on the scene already. And see how people can't handle just the basic part of tribulation. What happened when you get in the middle of it? How can you witness to someone without accepting or without understanding what is happening in the world today? Isn't that revelation? Isn't that Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah. That's what they're giving us. What's in Revelation? And all the other men of Yah that spoke of in that day, even Yeshua. So while they gave it to us as the prophecy, here we are living in it, hiding from what they told us that shall come to pass. Why? Why are we doing that? It's because we think our crap don't stink. We think when we go to that toilet and our crap, it does not smell. People mental mindset is like that. They have separate what they're willing to hear, what they're willing to accept, what they're willing to deal with, what they are willing to entertain, and figure that, okay, I need to go and put myself in a little black box because, hey, I can't handle certain things. And I don't have no problem with that. All I do know is that people like that, they're not dealing with what you think they're dealing with, baby. So be careful and try to understand what is actually going on, okay? Don't bypass this tribulation, act like ain't nothing happening. And the only reason why I, Sister Deborah, would say that to you is because y'all going to turn. He ain't going to. The fire is going to be turned up. And whether you have embraced it or not, you're going to be tried by the fire. It's no way in the world do I want to hide from the fire. Give it to me. Give it to me now, Father. Let me have to endure whatever you got to try me by. Let me go on and get my part done with. No, Father, don't let me run and hide and escape because my mental state can't handle tribulation, perilous times. In this day, I can't handle it. So no, I would not. I would rather for y'all, hey, put the fire, what did it say? The fire, light the match to me. If I have to be tried by the fire to the highest degree, Father, let me take my turn now. If it's your will that I take my turn in that fire to be tried, let me take it now. I ain't finna run from you. I ain't about to run from you. Do you know you can't even be partaker in long suffering and endurance, running, telling your flesh that I can only deal with what I'm willing to hear, what I'm willing to accept, what I'm willing to comprehend? So understand this. The more you hear, the less it would affect you. You see? Because you'll be ahead of the fire itself. You'll know how to move ahead because you know that you're not trying to escape the fire. You're just moving ahead because you know the fire is there. We got people who don't want to even be tapped with the fire because mentally they can't handle it, which I can understand. I can understand because in Revelation said, I'm going to tell you why I say I can really understand. I can really understand it because in Revelation, throughout Revelation chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, it talks about how no matter what all take place, all these things going to take place. Guess what he says? And it ain't going to move the people. That's what he said. It ain't gonna change the people. The people still gonna be like they are. Y'all read it. It ain't gonna change the people. So they're not gonna be moved by it. They're not gonna be even. He said that they're not gonna even be moved by it nor repent. He said it. You see how they have become numb? That's what I'm talking about. They have become numb to it. Now, that's what it says in Revelation. From 14, 13, no, not 14, but I know 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8. And at 9, when he said that, I said, no, they didn't. He said, they ain't gonna be moved. This is showing you that the darkness, the wicked and evil, will see it and feel it and still not be moved by it. Then those that are in the light, they should see it, feel it, and keep it going as well. Not ducking and hiding. What I don't know won't hurt me. You see? No. We are in a time where we all should be wanting to understand some of the stuff that's going on. And I know it's not something that I'm saying that's supposed to bring you from crooked to straight. I'm just bringing light out of the midst of darkness to those who are in the light with spirit and truth. Because when you really think about it, those that's in the dark don't want to understand nothing. They don't want to embrace the facts of what is actually taking place, which is the prophecies. If you go to in Matthew's chapter 24, which a lot of people, everybody clam on Matthew's chapter 24, 25, and 26. They clam on it because Yeshua disciples came to him on Mount Olive, and they wanted to know what it's going to be like at the end. And he's breaking it down, telling us what it's going to be like. Do you know it's people right here today would not look at the fact that it was broke down to tell you these things are going to happen? They will run from what it said. To keep from facing, well, this is the reality. This is what he said. Instead, they will run from it. And then when it comes to the earth, then they snapping. Their mental state ain't there. You know, they out of whack. Because I noticed that too. You know how Revelation has said a lot of things, but you don't hear nobody teaching it and preaching it to the highest degree because we're in it. You don't hear them talking about it. That's showing you the weight of the things that was set there for us to understand how the weight of it means nothing. The scale is tipping over on the end where those who don't care about the prophecies themselves. Because in Matthew 24, he told you a lot of things going to take place. Matthew 25, Yeshua come on the scene, Yeshua HaMashiach come on the scene, and I think it's Matthew 26, but it's just the ideal he's showing you, and it's talking about tribulation and where it's going to begin and how you're going to know that it's happening. When it says pestilence and a famine, pestilence, earthquakes, you know, a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people can't. They won't accept that. They won't take heat. Even though all over the world is already having earthquakes, all kind of not tornadoes, but hurricanes. Ooh, get away from here, mosquito. All kind of hurricanes and all kind of things that's flooding countries and so on. But do you hear anybody in this world move by? They ain't moved by it at all. You see how people have become numb to all the things that was prophesied. That's the point I'm making. And it's good to know some things, y'all. Because what I'm seeing is people is fully ignoring the fact that these things are actually taking place. And instead of them looking to the right and saying, okay, warning people and teaching it to people, they'll turn to the left because they mental state can't handle it. It can't handle it. And I would say that's how it is in the churches, but that's not how it is. They never told the truth of the whole matter. They never brought truth. They follow the protocol of the Roman Catholics and the Jesuits that had set up how they are to teach the people and use deception at its highest. So they are not going to be moved by no way. So who is moved by? And what was the purpose of the prophecy? If Revelation is talking about how they're going to continue and not be moved by it, so that's what I'm speaking of. Then they're not moved by anything that is happening. So what happened? He stands back, turn up the fire, only to the degree of what he has in his will. Then when Nate began to start doing things to the air, which they're already doing, oh yeah, they're doing so much stuff to your body that you have no idea what they're doing. I don't know if it's true or not, so I'm not gonna say it, because when I heard it, it made me wonder, and I thought about it, because everybody running around here with high blood pressure. But let me not repeat that, because I'm not sure. But it's a lot of things that's actually taking place in our food, in our water, and even the air that we breathe. But why is it going to get worse? Because we standing around don't want to be bothered about the warnings of what is actually happening, because we don't want our flesh moved back. We don't want the reality of nothing that's happening in the world. You tell me that ain't deep. We don't want no part in what is actually taking place in the world today. That's why when something happens, everybody gets so triggered and so happy. You would think people would have a different spirit about what's happening, or a different feel, but it's like everybody excited. They really don't understand what's actually taking place. We are actually in tribulation, and it's going to get turned up. It ain't that he's turning it up. It's just moving to the different levels, because what I see is people are making what actually happening in the world a lie within them. People are turning to the left, speaking as they on the right, but revealing that they on the left, because their actions speak louder than the turn of their mouth to the right. So it's a very, very powerful thing. But I will say, like the title says, we need to understand some things. And we first have to start off with understanding people. One of the dangerous things that's actually taking place in this day. Understanding people. And the reason why so much is going on is because nobody is understanding what's going on with the people. It's such a full denial. It's such a spirit of lies, and have accepted that, oh no, it ain't like that. It ain't going to be like that. Or I'm not going to face the fact that it is. That flesh is a monster. No, the flesh is a beast. It would have to be. If it plays the role as the enemy to your spirit, that flesh would have to be a beast. If it plays the role as an enemy to your spirit, it would have to be a beast. And this is what you see. You see, people are really not moved until something happens. Then everybody want to talk about it and get on the bandwagon, as long as it don't interfere in their playground. You see, as long as it's a distance from their playground, hey, whatever. You know, nothing is in their reality until, and not even until, it's just the ideal of don't, whatever's going on, long as it don't affect my playground. And if it affect my playground, then yeah, but I'm not worried about it as long as it don't enter into my playground. And that's the mindset. So when he said in Matthew, when I see him saying, nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And I'm sitting here watching that. I'm watching it play itself out. That's why I'm saying, you guys, in all you're getting, get that understanding he's talking about. I know people want to run from it. People want to hide. As long as it don't come into their playground, they good. Even though they're not in the playground, they still don't want to come nowhere near the playground in which they are from. But the sad thing about it is this. It is not just saying in someone else's playground. It's saying in your playground, in my playground, in everybody's playground. Nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. But what do? They ignore that. They don't preach it. They don't teach it. They don't speak it. Because it's a mindset like that insurance lady. I don't want none of that coming near me. She didn't say coming near her. She said, oh, I just don't like to hear bad news. I'm like, yeah. These are people that they got some spiritual illness. Because matter of fact, there was 2 trees in the garden. And now man has become like one of us, knowing both sides, good and evil. I don't know where people get off. Only thing I can accept and embrace is good. I can't embrace evil if it's in my territory or in my playground, but I accept it if it's in somebody else's. You see how powerful the mindset can be and the role it can play in having a mental illness? Because that's really what it is. People do not want to own up to nothing that was prophesied. We would rather take the ways of our flesh than the ways of prophecies. Do y'all know that? 100%. People will rather take the ways of their flesh than the ways of the prophecy that said that shall come to pass. It's a hidden out there. It's a survival. And only, I'm going to be honest with you, it's also is a survival technique. They use it as a survival technique, but then they yet use having Yah in them as well. So greater is he that is in us than he that's in the world. So he's saying, I don't want you to try to run, skip, and hide from the reality that's in the world. Because I need you to teach it and preach it to the world. While you in the world, not to the world, but speak on that. And I sit back and I think about how so many people are escaping big time, being any type of servant of the Most High Yah. Any type of servant of the Most High Yah. Because they feel that either he come my route and bow down to my way, or there's no way I'm going to go that route. I'm going to only go the route that's pleasing to me. And if his route interfere with my route, when I have to give his route up. And that's what many people do. And they portray as if the light itself, but they will give that light up if any issue in this world come into their ballpark. Yeah. No way. Can't deal with it. The Spirit telling me now that's in the spirit realm, Deborah. It's the measurement that's in their spirit realm. Because to understand the things that's going on now, and if the Holy Spirit is allowing me to see it in the natural and in the spirit, how dare I tell the Father, no, I can't deal with it in the natural, Father. I can't deal with it. Oh, no. Too much has been shown. Too much has been given. The expectation of the position itself to work as a servant of the Most High Yah. You don't have no room. No room at all to not understand what the Ruach HaKodesh give you the eye to see and the ear to hear. It's not to, and it's not to, all because my flesh is too emotional. My flesh is too sensitive. You see? That's not of Yah. That's of the flesh. But in where we're at in this day and time, it is so important, so important to get the understanding of what's going on in the world. And the beauty of it is you can get the fullness of what's going on without taking one side over the other. That's the beauty of it. That's the whole beauty of the whole idea. Is understanding both sides, all sides, just understand it. It don't mean get in it and play with it or wobble in it or deal with it. It's just understand it, because it ain't going nowhere. You might go somewhere, but it ain't going nowhere. It's been prophesied already, you people. These things need be. These things must come to pass. And to think that we're going to live in this world, separating the good from the bad, or what is in somebody else's playground, long as it ain't in mine. Oh no, the Father ain't going for that. There's a serious problem right there. There's just like that lady at that office, but when she heard her boss say, "When he said, well, no, we ain't lying. That's reality. Well, when must we duck from reality? Duck from no, I don't believe this. No." Sensitive in the spirit. Something wrong with your spirit. Because I don't care where I go. I hear conversation. I can hear it, disagree with it, and still be in the midst of it. Why? Because I'm prepared from the inside out. I'm not letting my flesh be that sensitive, feminine kind of mindset or masculine kind of mindset. But a mindset that really put too much emphasis on your flesh being the approval of reality. No, you don't approve the reality of nothing just through your flesh. You approve it through your inner man out to your flesh, to your outer man. Because the reality is it's more connected to the spirit realm than it is to the natural. Because before it can come to the natural, it had to once be in the spirit. Because everything come down, nothing comes up. So when we're thinking that I can only measure things and understand things and deal with things when my flesh is willing to accept it. And my flesh ain't willing. Because I don't see nothing going on. I don't see nothing wrong with what's going on. Ain't nothing going on in this world. Everything is good and dandy. I don't see nothing wrong. I don't know what people are talking about. I don't understand what people are saying, why they saying what they saying, why people are doing what they're doing. There ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing wrong. My thing was to the Father, and this was like probably 4 months ago, probably 5 months ago. Is it created the way that you created is that one can suffer and it ain't meant for the other one to experience the suffering because it is not going anywhere. That's true. You know why? When you go back into Revelation and I say if you start with 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, you will see in there how it tells you no matter how many, watch this here, watch this y'all, no matter how many plagues, how many things it's talking about that's happening, even the the Euphrates River drying up and those things coming out the bottomless pit? What about all those four beasts? What about all those other things, some locusts coming up? All of these things is happening. Guess what he said? Guess how he summed all that stuff up? It didn't even change the people. You see? It didn't even change the people at all. So it's showing you that heaven set up the protocol of all these plagues and all these things to take place. But the people that's in darkness is not afraid of it. They're not moved by it. So if you run up on a person that's in the light, is ducking it, so afraid of hearing and owning truth. Truth don't have no color. It's not a male nor a female. Truth stand on truth. It don't need you. It don't even need you to believe it. It's already believed. But people really believe that it's okay. And they don't have no sense of understanding the reality of what is happening in the world today. My goal is to make sure that you don't get embedded in the midst, because there's something else going on. It's something else going on, to where we become numb in certain things that hits too close to the playground near me. If Sister Deborah is a student of the Most High Yah, and Yah is greater in me, I'm a servant of His. I'm not a servant of Judah, or a servant of Israel, or a servant of black or melanated, or a servant of white, China, Russia, German. I'm not a nothing. I'm the servant of the Most High Yah. I don't lean to those categories to accept the prophecies or accept what he had prophesied that would take place. I got to salute it. I got to stay in line with it. Not take it and try to measure it on a scale to where, okay, if it's a scale that I don't want to be on, when I'm not gonna be on it. It's only time I can get on the scale is when it's fit for my mental state to handle. Be careful out here, you guys. In every move you make, be very cautious. Be very careful. And let me tell you, in the midst of it, be prayed up. Never leave without Yah. Never bust a move without Yah. Don't bust a plan. Don't do anything without the Most High Yah. Stay in alignment with Him. So no matter what, anything go down, it's going down His order and His way. And you'll be content because you know you have trusted Him enough to know, hey, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to stick to you. I'm going to go the way of you, Father. Because I want to understand you. I was sitting back thinking about how things are going to take place as it move on, how the Holy Spirit is preparing me from the inside out. Do it interfere with my daily living? No. He never wanted us to be shaken by anything. And if we are shaken, then the Holy Spirit is not in us, because nothing can shake it. You get what I'm saying? Nothing can move that Holy Spirit that rests and reside in you. Nothing can cause it to shake and be out of course. Nothing. So while we're out here wanting to line up only in the line that we are willing to line up with, we're going to find ourselves in that broad gate, lining up with everybody else. Because if you think for 1 minute the way of Yah and his prophecies is going to have to soothe your feelings and your emotions and your the way you want to see it, the way you want to believe it, and the way you want to accept it, baby, you might as well head to the broad gate, because that's your way. Because even entering and heading to the narrow gate comes with long suffering and endurance. Something has to go on, because knowing that you're heading to the narrow gate, or you're predestined to go into the narrow gate, this it is sick, evil world, they ain't gonna want you going that route. They don't even want to see you in that lane. People would rather see you in the broad gate with them than in the narrow way. If it had not been for the Most High Yah, that is always and will always be there at all 24/24 to see to it that you enter into that broad gate, let me tell you, no telling where you would be. Because people would probably prefer you seeing you walking that narrow gate with them. People would even go into the narrow gate just to keep their mental state intact. Because they, like I say, they don't want you going nowhere near their playground. You go near their playground, then the mental state is out of whack. So just imagine what's coming, what's going on, what's not about to, that we're stepping into. And I'm a very grateful prophet. I'm not one that come here and tell you everything is peachy keen. But the way Yah set you up from the floor up, he'll let you see everything for what it is, based on what it was, and not let you want to sit and wobble in what you say it is. Because when people are stuck on or in what it is, that's a self thing. That's a me, and a mine. Don't mess with my emotions. Don't mess with my feelings. Don't mess with my mental state of mind. That's why they don't know what was. They want to rest right in what is, because they don't want you to tamper with none of it. They don't want to even be moved at all by what it is. They want to stay right there. Many things that Sister Deborah have spoken about, guess what it was really all about? What was. My whole 8 years is really surrounded regarding what was. Not just what is, because what is give people the feeling of being so comfortable the way things is. Oh, the way it is right now, that's the way I want it. I want it like this. And another kind of scary thing, it ain't scary to me, but I'm going to tell you something that is scary. It's people walking around afraid of truth, because they want truth to be in their ballpark and they fessed up yard. So they don't have to ever tackle shame, reality. Don't think he ain't measuring the individual's heart. That's your mind. He knows your mind whacked out in that, because you want to stay only where you're comfortable. Y'all didn't know that when the Holy Spirit is in you, your flesh is never comfortable in this world. That means everything coming after your mental state, your feelings, and your emotions. But if you have the Holy Spirit in you, you ain't got nothing to worry about. And people who still worrying about how they want to address their own living because they don't want no one tampering with it out of shame. A lot of times we all need to feel that shame. It's so important. That's, you know how you go up the ladder or up the steps? It's a part of a step that you go up to meet Yah. People don't want to go up. Hey, I ain't finna go to, I'm on the first step. I ain't finna move to the second. I'm good where I'm at. Yeah, you're right. You're right where you need to be, that broad gate. Where many are on that same step you are. Because only those who can go up the steps know the way to the narrow gate. It's just something about their flesh people don't want moved. People do not want their flesh moved. They don't want their flesh hindered. They don't want nobody to move their flesh. And what I mean by that, their feelings, their emotion, and their personal opinion. And guess what? They spirit that's guiding that flesh. They don't want to be moved. It's too comfortable for them. It's too comfortable. And my cry has been like that for the last, 4 or 5 months, probably a little over 5 months, but up in there. Are people going to ever get to the point, Father, that they say they represent you, but yet they won't come out of that zone of, that's them, not me. It can happen to them, but it ain't happening to me. Those are the ones that's going to get lit up by the fire. So they can see that they are not exempt. That the fire wasn't meant for he or she. The fire wasn't meant for young and old. The fire wasn't meant for black and white. When that fire hit, it's going to hit any and everything and everybody. So these people who's too holy than thou, keep on walking in that holiness that you think you got. That's going to exclude that fire. That's why I say I'm so grateful. So many things have happened to me in my living. And if it had not been for the Holy Spirit molding and shaping me in my walk, y'all, it's no way I could have come through it. That's one of my biggest testimony. I have gone through so many things. And yet, I'm still holding on. Guess why? He still got me in his hand. You see? And you know what else, y'all? I thank him for my testimonies. And the things that I have gone through, the things that I have suffered, the things that I have endured. You think I would trade them in right by now? I wouldn't trade them in for the world. For not so much. I ain't gonna say the word. I wouldn't trade them in for nothing. They are my testimonies. They speak for who I serve. It speaks for who's greater in me. It speaks for also how he lead and guide me. And how I have something to lean on. So what happens? In this tribulation, you think I ain't going to be able to go through it? Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. I've been through some things. And he's been with me all the way. So I'm not going to have walk this spiritual walk as if the reality of the prophecy is not before me, not before us. I'm just not one to not own it. That's the difference for me and a lot of people, millions of people. I own that thing. I salute that thing. Anything that his will is orchestrated, prophesied, and teaches me in the wilderness and instilled in me from the inside out, I salute it. I ain't got time to sit here and say, oh no, as long as it stay over in that park, as long as it don't come in my park, I'm good. There's a deep problem right there, you guys. Very deep. And be careful surrounding yourself among those type of people. Be very careful. I give the Most High all the glory, all the praise, all the honor. And like I told y'all, one time he told me, don't go telling them all your life, your living. Don't go telling them. For what? I told them all of me. And look what and that made so much sense to me. He said they know the beginning and the end of all of who he is as much as he wanted us to know. And he said, look where they at now. Look what and it made so much sense. Even after he have given us all that he has given us and poured out in us and shown us and revealed to us, and look where we at today. Still walking around here with our nose up in the air thinking we better than he is. And we can do without him because we think we all that answer. But I need him. I need him to sleep. I need him to wake up. I need him for the breath. I need him for for everything. Everything. To eat, to talk, to walk, to work out, to function. I need him. I need him. And I am not going to do without him. And I tell him that every day, 2 or 3 times. I'm not doing without you. You know I need you. You know I need you. I'm nothing without you. I'll be cutting up. And you know it too. Oh, I'll be cutting up. I don't want to do without you. I can't do without you. I won't do without you. I'll be cutting up. And I'll be meaning it, y'all. Because I know enough to know who he is. And know what else I don't do? I don't cross him. I don't pretend to you all one way. And when I'm in my little old circle, I'm another way. Why? He know my thoughts. He know my beginning. He know my ends. He know my ups. He know my downs. He know my good times. He know my bad times. You see? It's no way I'm going to think I'm going to pull a wool over someone that has that type of authority, being the creator of all things. So again, we need to learn to understand some things because it ain't over yet. Is it about to be? Yes, it is, but it ain't over yet. I've heard, I think in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've heard males teach about how bad it's really before us. And they stressing it not to bring fear attack or bring scares. But you know what? The minds of the people today, let me go there. The minds, the flesh mind of the people today is there. They don't want to hear nothing but what they flesh want to hear. So they don't want to have to hear nothing about the prophecies or what's going on and what's about. Oh, no, As long as it stays somewhere else, they good. And it's okay for them to feel that way because that's what the people in the world, that's how they feel. That's how people in the world feel. That's how people with all these different denominations and these different religions, that's just how they feel. And they entitled to that. Because just like I told y'all, if you're thinking that the creator is going to come down here and bust a move for you, no, he ain't. No, he ain't. He sat back and it sits high and he sits low. Watch his prophecies take its course according to his will. All these things that's happening, he's looking at it and seeing it for what it is. But should we look at it and see it for what it is? Sure, we should. It'll give us a more comfortable way of being able to still live while it's all going on. But when you are in full denial that something is going on, it's a lot of things going on, y'all. A lot of wicked and hate. The hate is such at a level, like he said, like no other time that ever hit the face of the earth. It is. When y'all see all this stuff going on, this is detached to that hate. I heard one pastor teaching about how what all they're going to be doing to the saints, how they're going to be locking them up and killing them and coming after them. You see what I'm saying? And if you are scared as a chicken because you trying to, okay, go on, act like it ain't nothing going on. You be the first one to go because you serving no purpose on the earth. You serve no purpose because you keep being in full denial that these things are actually happening. You're in full denial that these things are right before us. So, hey, I'm going to deny it as long as it's not in my ballpark. No. It's time for us to understand what is actually happening in this world so we can be able to speak and teach spirit and truth and give the light to the reality that these things are actually happening. And what are we supposed to do? Divide it from what is right and what is wrong. Feel that thing. Not think that you're supposed to come here and leave out because you're scared. No. You're supposed to understand the things that's taking place. As they come in, you just understand it. He said, all you're getting, get understanding, which is the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit will give you the understanding of everything that's taking place and let you know you're good. But when there's a denial that things are taking place, so I don't want to hear it because I can't accept it, I don't want to bring shame to myself, then we're walking in flesh. And all you're getting, get understanding. And that is the Holy Spirit. And if the Holy Spirit don't come in you and give you the fullness of the reality of what's taking place, not that you take it and hide under a rock. Take your head and hide it under a rock. Do you all know? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You remember the talents, the parable of the talents? Did you know the one that he had given one to, even though he called him servant and he gave him something to work with? What do you think he did with the one he had? He did not trust that he would come back first and foremost. He knew he would come back, but he trusted the only thing he didn't trust what he said. He figured he had to hide it and built his own way of believing who his I would say his Lord was. I'm gonna hide this and save it because I know you don't reap what you don't sow, and all this old stupid stuff, building up his own theory in his own mind, the way he wants things to go and he wants to pan things out and see things. And he did. He for real, he did. But what did it affect the Lord? The one that came back to see if he had increased that one. Wait a minute. He's showing you that one talent went into self, went into flesh. Flesh what, Deborah? Flesh wisdom, flesh knowledge, flesh understanding, flesh personal opinion, and flesh feeling. So what did he do? He escaped out of what he should have been doing in the spirit realm. He decided to work it in the flesh realm. And he was good about it. He felt good about it. He even had words to say. Even after he didn't produce anything. An instant did he take from what he had given him, and he had them to send him to the lake of fire. So I'm saying to you, don't think you're holy than thou, running around here trying to hide from shame. Truth is something you stand on, y'all. Stand on truth, people. Righteous. At any level, stand on those two, because that's the foundation of he that is greater. Supposed to be in you. And if he ain't in you to get you to have sense enough to stand on that, more so than your emotions and your feeling, cause of shame. We're supposed to bring everything to the focus, everything to the forefront that bring us to shame. Did y'all know that? Everything to the forefront that brings us to shame, to clear the air, for you to breathe. And not think you're going to mold this world in a way you want to be comfortable. It's like me. It's just like, say for instance, I was out here and I was just out here killing people. I'm just everywhere, just killing, going to state to state. Many people are doing it. But just imagine me. I'm just out here and I'm just going around state to state killing people. And then I have this individual that I've known 20 years. And this individual say, well, what are you going to another state? Yeah, I've been doing some things. You've been knowing me for 20 years and don't know I've been killing for 20 years. You know why? As long as you ain't killed me or none of mine, you can go around killing anybody you want. That's the mindset of the people. Even the very ones that said, Lord, Lord, I'm holy. I'm in there. I'm saved. I have the Holy Spirit. I have the Ruach HaKodesh. But have that same mindset that I just told you. Call right wrong and wrong right. Bitter sweet and sweet bitter. Evil good and good evil. Light dark and dark light. This is what spirit is resting in people who don't own up to dark being dark and light being light. They can't seem to divide the two and put it in the right category. They can't seem to do that because they don't want to put it in the same category if it has to do with what's over in their yard. I can't do that. There's a high level of something in that spirit. So if you're around here supporting wrongdoing, evil and wicked at its highest, you can only call dark dark when you're ready to call it dark. And that's not how it is. You got to see dark to be dark. Not call it only dark when it's only dark when it's about this yard and not my yard. Dark is dark. I don't care what yard it's in or what ballpark it play in. If it's dark, it's dark. And its majority is dark. But you won't get people to own that thing. And that's a scary thing. That's a very, very scary thing. And I was just sitting up here today and I was doing that study. And I really need my daughter-in-law to help go over this. But I said, I'm going to keep on at it until the Father allow me to break it down. And I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm going to still hold it dear to me. This is my, you all probably can't see all that right. Oh, y'all probably can you? All they see that? I've been doing here. That's a part of it. And just the other part. Reason what I wanted to just do that because I want to understand some things. And this is why I said that I posted as my topic, we need to understand some of these things, y'all. I think that I honestly, I ain't gonna say we, because I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't stop saying it. I believe 99.9 is continuing to walk in darkness. I really believe, because they feel that this is how I escape. If I ignore facts, the facts of what? The prophecy and the reality of what is going on in the world today. You can't miss it, y'all. You can't help but see it. You can't help but see it. Do you make a mountain out of a mole? No, you don't. It's about, okay, this is really going on. You know what? That's why people can't teach people, because they only want to own certain things. They only want to be able to talk about certain things. They only way want to serve Yah as long as they are in full control of what they want to say, think, feel, teach, and preach, and minister. Only can Yah cross them when it's on their turf. And I sit back and I watch that. I sit back and I watch it. Only can you go out like that is when, and don't think that the Father ain't willing, weighing that bad boy. That's what he meant. In a man's eyes, it's clean in his own eyes, but I'm checking them spirits out, Deborah. I got that spirits on the scale, because that's exactly what's going on. That is exactly what's going on. I think one of the greatest things for me is to hear from the Spirit that he had separate the wheat from the tare. Now the wheat have to know to stay away from the tare. When you see things taking place where people feel that they are exempt from facts, from the reality of what is truth. And the reason why I say that, and that's why I made this topic, we need to understand some things. Some things is because we really, it's some things we just don't understand. We don't care to understand, because we feel that as long as my stuff don't stink, I'm good. It can be somebody else's, but I don't come over in my territory, because over here don't stink like it does over here. Not understanding when you have to go after righteous and just, it can be on either side. People playing games, and they using their spirit to play it. People are playing mean games. So you be careful out there. Be very, very cautious in who you deal with, because those games are being played to where you don't even know who you're really dealing with. I sat back and watched that yesterday and today. Matter of fact, in the last 3 days. You really don't know who you're dealing with. They say one thing, but their spirit actions is different. It's different. Because what you say through your mouth should reflect how your actions in your flesh should speak and conduct itself. But when it's different, then you got to really be cautious. And that's what's going on out here. A lot of it, a whole lot of it. You don't even know who you coming up on. They so sometiming. They this way, then they that way, then they this way, then they that way. You don't know which way, because it's all about, I want to separate me and mine's over here, and I don't want, if anything got to be said, it has to be said on one side, because my side is too good. My side is too excellent. I keep looking at these texts coming in here. You see, and instead of saying, I don't care what's on the left, I don't care what's on the right. Righteous and truth is on the left. Righteous and truth is on the right. Evil and wicked on the left. Evil and wicked on the right. All I want to know, Father, your will is what's going on with it. Just teach me your will, Father. Show me what is going on. Let me know ahead of time. Oh, somebody coming on that end? Let me know. That's all it's about, y'all. It ain't about all this emotions and this feelings and this personal opinion that one is better than the other. Mine's too good and this one is too bad. And as long as you can talk about this one, it's fine, but don't talk about this one on this side. That's a lot of sick stuff, y'all. That's what's actually taking place. So when you see all this chaos going on in the world, that's what it has to do with two sides. And when you can't identify what side you on, what did he tell Moses to do? Kill him. I sit back and watch through the study guide, only through the study guide. I didn't watch through the natural, but I sat back and read and watched just how two rows of the same creator who brought people out took their tails out. Same one that brought them out. Working on their blessing, took their tails out. Too many people trying to walk in that left while they call it the right. That's where the problem is at. They just people that's on the left. They want to call things the right when it's really they're walking in the left. That's where they're comfortable at. They're content there. They satisfied there. They don't want to come nowhere out of that left. They want to remain there. And that's where they're at. And they really believe in that left that I'm serving the Most High Yah. Good luck with that. So I say unto you again, understanding some things, y'all. Some things. You don't have to know everything. When I say understanding, get to know what's going on in the world according to prophecies. Okay? And don't put no right and wrong on it. Okay? He already got it set up from the floor up. What's right and what's wrong. He put that in us. So understand the prophecy is not coming to go your way. To where you can accept it. When you can embrace it. That's not how the Most High created any and everything. Everything was done for his name's sake, for his will, according to his way. We just have to embrace the fact that no matter what go on this earth, the Most High knows about it. And just because he knows about it don't mean we deny it. And we make right wrong and wrong right. It's too much going on in this earth. And every one of you all need to know what's what. Understand what's what. Not to put a tag, this one's right and this one wrong, this one white and this one black, this is male and this is female. Why not pull that bad boy up at the measurement of what is righteous, just, and truth? That's the way you weigh it all. But you don't duck and hide and be in full denial and shame. And sometimes, honestly, it is shame. But to me, until a person release that shame, guess what happened? They're caught up in flesh. And it is not the narrow gate they're going through. That shame has to be removed. But it has to be removed from who you are from the inside. To let you know it's okay. It's just like, let me set an example. Let me give you a little example. Let's say, for instance, Sister Deborah got 6 children. Okay. I done raised those kids. I done sent them to school. I done everything, y'all. Everything that I would think that a mother could possibly do to raise children. Thanks be to the Most High Yah. Oh, thank you, Father Yah. And just say, for instance, one of my sons decides to go out here and rob a bank. To rob a bank. Now, he ain't never done nothing like that. Always kept a good job. Always had the things he's supposed to have and did the things he's supposed to do as a man. But all of a sudden, he decided to go rob a bank. You think I'm going to be shamed? I'm gonna be on this YouTube telling y'all. Why am I ashamed? He did something unrighteous and I'm ashamed because he did something unrighteous. That's the sickness of people today. The world is doing all kind of wicked and evil, and we walk around here taking sides. Not shame for it. I mean, not trying to be shamed about it or trying to say, oh, that's wrong, that's unjust. You know, that's not righteous. Instead, we're agreeing with it and making it right in our own eyesight. Instead of calling it what it is, it's wrong. And for me to be taking my son's side on what he doing that's wrong, I call it out. And when we show you where my shame is going to be, it ain't going to be no shame in my game. I'll be on this devil platform telling what he did. Ain't no shame in me. Ain't no shame to righteous, y'all. When he does something unrighteous, I ain't ashamed. For what? But that's the mindset, the mental state of mind of people. So this is why you got this chaos hey, and I said to the Father, it's at a level, but he said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, Father, it's going to get worse. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. And no matter how wrong people do, people okay it. They okay it. They don't see nothing wrong with it. They don't see nothing wrong with it. They're not no kin, but they don't see nothing wrong with it. They ain't got no words for it. And don't come talking about it. We have to understand some things. And the things that we have to understand is where we at in this day and time. Understand that. Understand that wicked and evil is at its highest. Understand that. It's not based on male or female. It ain't based on young and old. It ain't based on white and black. It's based on unrighteous. And I'm not going to hold up unrighteous because it's on this group of people and not on this group of people. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to support it. I'm going to call wrong, wrong, and right, right. Some things y'all have to understand. Or else you're going to get caught out of here all dizzy and all cockeyed, trying to make sense of something that can't be made sense of because you don't want to put it in the right perspective way in your living as a testimony. If the world can pull up and make wrong right, and you standing back trying to feel that you don't want no one to say anything because of the shame, or you should be the first one pulling up. I should be the first one pulling up on my son. Not waiting for the world. I should be the one pulling up. Why? Because I fall under righteous. Pull up and call it what it is. It's unrighteous, even if it is my son. You see what I'm saying? So this also measure who's on your side. Who's willing, because your side says speak toward righteousness. Don't support unrighteous because it tells you whose side you on. And a lot of people say, well, I'm not on either side, but none of it bothers me. I don't talk about it. You shouldn't. You walking straight through the broad gate. That's how comfortable you are. When you're a witness to somebody or you're talking to somebody about the Most High Yah, you got to stress where we're at in this day and time. And you own that thing. Talk about what's actually taking place in this world today. Why would he leave prophecies for us to run around here and deny them all? That they actually happening, or put them in a protocol, or this is only happening to the young and not the old. It's only happening to the old and not the young. It's only happening to the black and not the white. It's only happening to the white, not the black. Or it's only happened to a female and not the male. It's only happening to the male and not the female. That's that trash that's going on all over the world. All that stuff I just said, that's what's happening. To where they ain't looking at it based on what is righteous. and what is unrighteous. We're not even taking it and measuring it in our spirit. Is it something righteous or is it something unrighteous? They didn't took that out of the midst. This is why do y'all think nations and nations, a nation against nations pulling up in Matthew chapter 24, verse 7? Why is it kingdom and kingdom is pulling up? War. And we're going to the point of death. You know why that's pulling up? Because everybody have ignored it. Everybody say, oh, that ain't happening. That ain't going on. He said nation against nation. Oh, that ain't happening. That stuff ain't going on. And it's going on all over the United States of America. And everybody like y'all are lying, portraying that none of that is actually happening at all. That's why the fire must be tried on y'all tails. It's because it's such a full denial on the earth today. A full denial of such a powerful denial on this earth today. Wait a minute, hold up, Deborah, what are you talking about? The denial that's on the earth today is a heavy one, a full one. People is denying right and wrong. People denying there's more wrong than anything in the world today. Why? How could they do that? All this stuff that's going on in the world, and you're going to deny that evil and wicked is not at its highest? Yes, they are. That's what people are doing. They taking it and making it to cover it up. That's what they're doing. Just like the man with the talents. He covered his up. And he ended up in the lake of fire. You can cover it up all you want. The reality is it's here. And when you look at me, you're looking at a person saying that, hey, we pulling, we in tribulation, y'all. We in the day like no other. We pulling up. And you got everybody in the world denying that these things are actually happening. It's only either happening to this race of people and not this one. It's only happening to the women and not the men, or not the men and not the women. Oh, it's only happening to the young and not the old. All that crap. Pull up with righteous and truth. Pull up with that. They won't. They're going to pull up with the lie and make everything a lie as if it's nothing's going on. So what is that? Who would you say that they're trying to go up against when they do that? The Most High Yah. They trying to tell him you's a liar. That stuff ain't going on. We ain't going through that. Ain't no tribulation. Ain't no perilous times. Ain't none of that's going on. Nation against nation. Oh, get on out of here with that. Kingdom against kingdom. Get on out of here with that. That's what your spirit does. And you have every right to deny it. If you don't have that spiritual eye and the spiritual ear to hear. You have every right to deny that it's there. But if you got a spiritual ear and you have the spiritual eye, you see it and you call it out. You hear it and you call it out. For what? For what it is, unrighteous. But you don't have people out here willing to do that because it tamper with who they are in their playground. So they don't want to go nowhere near their playground. You can go to anybody else's playground and they all for it. They all for it. They can talk about it then. But when you come close to their playground, we ain't going through that. I'm not going to claim it. I'm not going to see it. I can't see it. I can't hear it. And I am not a part of it. It's a lot of things that I'm nowhere near and nor am I a part of. But I call wrong, wrong. And right. And I'm grateful to have the Holy Spirit in me that helps support me in how to do that. Because many people don't know how to do that. They still calling wrong right and right wrong. They still calling bitter sweet and sweet bitter. They still calling evil good and good evil. They calling dark light and light dark. So you see how messed up the world is while you standing around thinking about your shame and you owning truth. We, as the spiritual seeds, must understand some things, y'all. Only if you the spiritual seed, we need to understand some things that is actually taking place in this world today. Because you can't tell nobody nothing if you don't understand nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing if you can't see nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing if you can't hear nothing. Then what do that make you? Nothing. So get in the broad gate. Okay? So that just tell you. But see, that's the sort of game. When you sum it up, that's the sort of game people are playing. That's just what they playing. Calling out wrong and saving your life. That's it. Hate is detached to the beast. I said that earlier. Today. I mean, in this video at the beginning, I said that. It is. People don't believe it. They do not believe it. That's why you can't go on that end and take on that. Betrayed to be the righteous and the level of the beast as hate. You just sold yourself out. And a lot of people, they just look at it as if, hey, well, and I cross that bridge when I get to it. Good luck. Because that's what it's going to take you. Because I don't think no bridge is going to be there for you to cross. I didn't see that in your study guide, that you're going to have a bridge to cross. So I don't know what bridge y'all talking about crossing. But before I leave, I want to just say, I thank the Most High for giving me this here other lesson here. And this lesson is so powerful. And it got me to the stage where I was able to say this title of this one, we need to understand some things. We really do. But guess what? I realized when the Father gave me that, he was talking to certain people. He ain't talking to everybody. The Most High is not talking to everybody. You see what I'm saying? He's only talking to the one. Okay. So as I was going over this lesson here that he gave me, it blew my mind. It blew my mind because it caused me to have to. I had to, and I don't have no problem with it. I had to go back to the drawing board, and I really enjoyed it. I went back to the drawing board, but then when I got to the drawing board, the Spirit said, because they created the King James Bible, okay, therefore they put so many wrong things in it, likened to all the books from Enoch to the lost books, the found books, no matter how many books they have tampered with. But what he showed me, because I got in it, and after I finished my whole lesson, I said, Father, this is a very powerful lesson, but it's only for people who are in the light. Those who have the Holy Spirit, those who have an ear to hear. This is what this message is for. And it's such a powerful message because I realized we're alone in Joel and Amos and Matthews and Ezekiel, Isaiah and Jeremiah. I'm like looking at this and said, you pointed them out. He actually pointed the ones he's coming after. But if he pointed all of them out, then everyone that we said was the enemy can't be the enemy as we knew them. They're the enemy, but they're an enemy to Yah. I think that the synagogue of Satan, the Spirit already taught me that it's in his seat. It's in Revelation chapter 3, where he has a seat and he has a place where he resides. That's in the United States of America, no doubt. People would grip Revelation and grab that book, and they'll think they know what Revelation 18, or he's going to destroy Babylon. When if you know that much, why haven't the Spirit revealed to you that Revelation, in Revelation, it told you that Satan had a synagogue. They worship him at that synagogue. See, we grip, I know who they are, and that they are not the true Jews. They are the synagogue. They worship the synagogue of Satan. So if that's the case, where is that they worship him at? You see? And then it told you in Revelation 3 that he has a seat and a place where he resides. Where is that place at? It was the United Snakes. So when people go and think they know all about Babylon has fallen and he's going to destroy Babylon, they got to grip the fact that because Babylon is Satan's pick, and Yah destroys Satan's seat, his resident, and his synagogue. You see what I'm saying? Your United Snakes is Satan's pick. That's why he resides here. That's why his seat is here. That's why they worship him in that synagogue. That synagogue is here in the United States. Okay. So when all them years, everybody thought United States, why is everybody afraid of them? Why, they got this, they got this. When you sell out like that, Satan make you who you are. Now, all the elites, they are part of the pyramid of Satan. In a sense, they work on his behalf with all darkness and evil and demonic and wicked. That's why they don't have no stopping. That's why they don't have no grounds of hold up, stop. Y'all going too far. Think, y'all. Satan is not out there drinking blood. He's a spirit. Satan is not out there killing people. He's a spirit. So who do he have killing them? And who do he have doing all this wicked and evil? You see what I'm saying? That's those that are a part of his military crew. And they set up for him to be able to get victory, deceiving the whole world. And he has conquered deceiving the whole world. So now y'all gonna conquer his tail. But first you have to go where he's what? Reside. Where what is that? His seat. Where his what? Synagogue. Over in Israel and Lebanese, Europe, pretty much Lebanese, Europe, the North American, Latina American, you all have no idea that those there that I called is a partaker and with the Palestinians. I already knew the Palestinians. I knew they had a part in it. They had a big role in it, y'all. You want me to tell you who they took all the jewelry and the Garden of Eden, in the garden, them places where he had all those that gold and everything is at. They the one took the stuff out. You see, the Palestinians and those who are in Israel calling themselves the Jews, they were partaker in it. Lebanon and Syria. That's why none of you all understood why the Gaza Strip is so important. Why is the Palestinians fighting with the fake Jews for that small Gaza Strip? Because guess what, y'all? That's where they took all that stuff that didn't belong to them. The Lebanese There are Europeans and Arabs, and I got the percentage of them that's also there, found out that the Garden of Eden, the rivers that float through it, went through South Africa. Okay? Not South Africa, East, West Africa, I believe it was. East, West Africa. I thought I had it down. East, West Africa. And the rivers float all the way through, all the way up, past Kenya, Ethiopian, Tanzania, Uganda. It float all the way up, even to in Egypt. That was the rivers. But you remember he put all those, I don't know if it was emeralds. I know it was diamonds and rubies and gold, I think was in there. I don't know if silver was in there. I think gold was in there. All of that is why they've been over in Africa stealing. They still getting that stuff. It's because all that was there in that part. That was where Eden was once located. Now, guess what? The only mountains it's near those rivers are the mountains of Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. Those are the mountains. So when I got into my study, I realized that in Joel and in Amos, it is telling you about how they took, and he told you who took it. So in me, I'm like saying, now, why ain't nobody talked about that? Why ain't nobody saying that? Because he tell you who it is. The Lebanese, the Palestinians, and he's sitting here saying it. So unless the Roman Catholic put them in there, put their names in there, so it would throw it off of them, which they could have. But it's such a deep study to make it almost made me want to cry, because it made me realize what the Father has been telling me all these years he's been living in me, is they done made everything a lie. And no truth would ever be found in them. And a lot of stuff that we're running around here chasing, as far as all of this here prophecies, not the prophecies themselves, but where they say Palestinians. Now, I don't know if y'all ever seen that this European, he no European, he's a Palestina, maybe even no, he might be Palestine is still Muslim too, I think, but he's a Muslim, I think he is, and he's over there in Palestine, and he always trying to tell us as brown skinned people what all America doing to us. And I'm like saying, we ain't listening to you. And it's exactly what I'm reading in Amos and Joel. He's sitting here telling them, not only there, but he's telling them in Ezekiel, tell them I'm coming for them because y'all took my stuff. And I'm like saying, and it's saying, and y'all say it, and I'm like saying to the Father, now, all of this is plainly seen, Father. Could it be a lie? And that's the first thing came to me. It could be just as much as a lie, because it's still what the Roman Catholic is still yet could be covering up, and put all them in there, even put Israel in there as one that was partaker of taking the stuff out of the Garden of Eden. Not the where all the gold and silver was placed. Not the silver, but the jewels in the Garden of Eden. But it's also, if those rivers are over in Africa, East, West Africa, And then those are the only locations that have greeneries on the top of their mountains. How did we take on Jerusalem and Israel? That had to have been the promise of the spirit, of the natural, of Abraham, Isaac. And the promise of the spirit is at this mountain. Because when I got into Matthew's, remember in Matthew's 24 and 24, it talks about how you are to flee to the mountain. I know y'all done seen that. He's telling them to flee to the mountains. And don't go back in your house. And don't go back. If you're in the field, don't go back to get nothing. Flee to the mountains. And it talks about those that were left, flee to the mountains. Women, hope that your flight is not in the winter. You remember that? You see? He's talking, why? Because she has to go up the mountain. You see? So when you read all this, you wonder, you say, well, wait a minute. And then when I get into Deuteronomy 28, something I always wondered about, that reminds me of Sudan. And then I said, okay, let me look up Sudan and see, did they have those problems with their knees and their block, I think it's called, in their legs and knees and different sores. It talks about it in Deuteronomy 28. I said, that remind me of Sudan. And find out that over in that area, everything it was saying in Deuteronomy 28, 27, and 35, it matches Sudan. And I'm like, wait a minute. It is so much stuff to where I think it's a crying shame that no one, and the reason why I can say it is because I'm a servant of the Most High Yah, as a servant, as a prophetess. See, this is going back to what I was explaining to you all, and I've said that throughout the time I've been on here, but I'm going to say it today. I am in the body of Christ, okay? Do you see this little pin? You see the point of this? You probably can't even see it. I'm smaller than this in the body of Hamashiach. And it's so many in the body. I'm not supposed to do everything. Yes, people expectation, they look at you, they hear you, they think that you're supposed to nail it all. No, I'm not. What I'm telling you right here, you would think that there will be others who would be able to nail that into a way to tell you when this is not true or this is true. But because everybody is on their own timeline, they think they got a time. Oh, they think they got to watch on their wrist. They don't feel that they should step in and do anything. And if I do it, I'm going to do it to please my people. But I look at it and I say, well, Father, Ezekiel talked about it, so he covered it. Isaiah and Jeremiah, it's in Deuteronomy 28, it's in Matthew's, it's in Joel, and it's in Amos. Why wouldn't people cover it? But see, people will look and say, when you're doing the study, you cover it. But see, that's the difference. Remember when Yeshua said, pray to the Father that he would send more laborers in the vineyard. I can't do that right now. I wouldn't even think to do that right now. Because where we are at today is the end day. There's no laborers coming. If the laborers don't pull up, ain't none coming down. So whatever people are in the body of Hamashiach, if they don't pull up and they don't take their righteous position, it ain't no one. Y'all ain't sending them back down in newborns. And what do you want him to do? He's not going to do it. What we see is what we see and what we have. And if they don't pull up in the position, Sister Deborah, is not the whole body of Hamashiach. But people will think and expect your expectation to reach that level of being everything in all things. No one steps up to get into their righteous position. This is why I was saying to you all about we should have some understanding of some things. Y'all ain't expecting us to know it all, but we seem like if the body of Hamashiach is here, why ain't they taking their righteous position? This here that I'm talking about, did it take me a couple hours? Yeah, but it was really very, very interesting. Very interesting. It made me realize that, okay, when I was done, the first thing I thought, I went through all of this. But Father Yah, could they have added that in there? As they have smeared it and added and took away? Because I know big time the Roman Catholic them played a big role in switching and switch. Oh man. I know they played a big role. Now you all are hearing all about how they're going over to Ethiopian and the Bible that Ethiopian have and all this and that. They've been had control over that stuff they have over there. They've been had control over that. But guess what's over there, y'all? Those mountains. Yah said that the mountain of Zion is desolate. So ain't nobody there. So yes, the mountain of Mount Zion would have to be, if it goes based on what I'm reading, which that too can be smeared. And until the Spirit reveal it to me, once I dig into the search and tell me when this is what they added, this is what they took away, this is what they smeared. But this one here is true, Deborah. You see? But from what this looked like, it tells you exactly where he's going to, who he's coming after. So when the two witnesses come, you remember the two witnesses? They're going right back over in this same area of what I'm talking about. And Israel is also over in that area. They with them. They with the Palestinians. They all are partaker in this stuff. But what makes me question the Father when I was studying, I said, but Father, some of this stuff has got to be all wrong or something smeared. He said, just think of the Roman Catholic. You don't see nothing in it about them. You see how certain people are able to escape stuff that's been going on since thousands of years. They're able to get in it and get out and hide behind the wall. They're able to escape it. This is what is rooted in their people. It's so rooted in them. They try to escape things because they feel that they're entitled. It's a spirit of entitlement. If we right, we right. You see? So with me, the only thing can shoot that down is righteous. And if righteous can't shoot it down, guess what? Ain't no righteous in them. Because that's the only side we're supposed to be taking. It's the side of a righteous Yah. Not a black this or a white this or no, a righteous Yah. Black, brown skin, melanated Hebrew Israelites, the true Jews, or Europeans, or Roman Catholic. That stuff can't compare to righteous. Why are we lining it up as better then? This is the sort of stuff I'm saying. We got to understand what we're doing. So when I'm reading this here and I'm going through this and I'm like cutting it in here and I say, oh man, that means what? That's the Syrian and Israel? You mean Palestinians? You were thinking, feeling sad for them. You running around here listening to them online, especially this man who tried to make Judah think that America is doing so much to them. But you are a partaker based on they study guide. But this is what Yah is saying. And until he come and give me the fullness. But me, myself, as I'm speaking to you all, guess what I'm thinking? I'm like saying, Father, where is the body? Why can't the body do this search? You see, he then has an ear do the search on this. Why haven't they done the search? Where are they? You see, it's because nobody wants to take the righteous side and do their part. But they want, it's like everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. It's the same situation. Everybody say they have the Holy Spirit and Yah is in them, and they go into Mount Zion and they all listen there and they all righteous, they all holy, they all of this and that, but nobody taking no position to be about any servant of Yah. So to me, that's some crazy stuff, y'all. That don't even sound right, but that's what people are embracing. The things that don't sound right, the things that ain't right, the things that's wicked and evil, deception. People are taking the side to all of that. Then the own just truth itself and righteous that don't have no side. You'll find it in young, old, white, black, male, female. That's the beauty of it. It don't pick sides. But we, as in the flesh, we want to set ourselves up from the floor up on a certain side to just make ourselves holy than thou in our own understanding. Lead not to your own understanding. And 99.9 does just that. They lead to their own understanding. So I'm going to get into this here topic, and I don't know if I'm really going to get in it to study it or to teach it. I might not, but I got everything down to teach it. But it's real heavy. But then just sitting here thinking, and when I was asking the Father how I don't see the Roman Catholic in there, so how they get in the way. But then when I get into North America and Latina America and Europe, that they're playing a role in it as well. As far as the Lebanese, they're all in this. And then when it began to talk about Syria and Lebanon, it speaks of whites. It's giving you the percentage. Whites and Arabs are found in that area. So I'm saying that the Arabs play a big role as well, even though they're acting like they're low key. A lot of us think in Iran, but it's more so Arabian. They are, I believe, who Obama has to be either one of them or one of the Irans. And I believe he's that Arabian. I really do, because I don't know if y'all know that they are to me, I think that they are the most wealthiest and powerful individuals on the earth. I really do. I really do. Not, I don't know if I can say that they probably line up with the Roman Catholic, because I think all the darkness coming from the Roman Catholic. I really do, y'all. I think the purest of the pure darkness is coming out of the Roman Catholics. So I'm just saying it talks about all of that, and it puts all of them in it, because when it says Europe and then it says Arabian, and it says whites are found in Lebanon. And Lebanese, there's Europe, Latina America, North America. So it leads me to understand, and it's got Europe on there. So it's something strange is going on, and it's not something to really get invested in. But like I say, it's good to understand some things. That's what I'm meaning. And when I tackled this, I realized that, okay, how did it make it so clear, but you don't hear nobody talking about it? But it's so clear, telling you who's who and what's what. Amos, Joel, Matthews, Deuteronomy, and Ezekiel made it so clear. How is it that nobody else, how did everybody miss that? It could be they didn't want to cover that lie. because they have taught everybody something else and they didn't want to cover that lie. But it's clearly seen in the book. So it could be a lie because the Roman Catholics should be the main one in this book. And they escaping everything. Even though I know the dark of the dark rests within them. I heard a couple of men talking today and they said exactly what I've been saying to you all about how they did it already with when I on my phone. Now when I video on my phone, they don't allow the people in to my live chat. They don't allow me in, y'all. They don't allow nobody in this one. It ain't that they can't come in, but these guys was over there in Africa. John, what his name? Don, whatever his name, which I've known him for a while. He was with the guy and they was talking about how they don't get any subscribers at all. They just cut, because whenever they come on anywhere, they already know and they got them tagged to shut them down. And they were laughing, but they were laughing out of, you can tell, disappointment. And I said, well, I ain't disappointed because I've been trying to tell mine the same thing. So what I'm saying to you all, when you come on here and you thinking, okay, Sister Deborah only got one or two, and you don't even know where you at. And going back to my title, you need to try to understand some things. Because to understand that the gate is narrow. And he said, very few shall find. So you don't know if you're in that gate that is narrow. Or are you in the gate that's broad? You know it's not the broad one because it's the narrow one. When you got that many videos on YouTube and you mean to tell me this is the limit, the number of people, to me, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because everything that y'all explained on as who he is and what he stands for. I asked him, I said, Father, why send one prophet with 10 million and all these people traveling and talking to all these people, trying to tell them what I said the Most High? One man? And then after a while, what he finished, y'all let them take his life. See, he ain't sending 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Y'all is never been detached to the multitude. I know y'all don't understand. He never been that way. So I myself has adopted the idea that Yah has a narrow gate and he mean it. Even when he talk about a small remnant. A lot of people don't know the 144 is lesser than 1%. People don't understand everything he's talking about doing and how he have sealed things. It's not in great numbers. It's very few. So he didn't send David and all his brothers and his cousins and everybody. When he got Abraham, he told Abraham to pull up out of your mother's house. He didn't tell him to take his brother. And he didn't even tell him to take Lot. He said, Abraham, come from among your people, your kindreds, your country. Just telling them, don't just come from all the way from all of them. Because y'all don't deal in great numbers, people. So therefore, I'm going to show y'all something too. Before I leave off of here, I want to show y'all something. And that this here, and you can see it more than once, but this here to me explained me, who I am as a person. And my son, Quiet Storm, said, that's you, Mama. That's you. He said, that is definitely you. So I want to just show you, let you see this video that I took this, download this video because this is me, y'all. And you know what else? It could be you. It could be you, but this is me. Okay. Mount Kenya is the original Mount Zion. There you go. That's what I got that down. I said it earlier, I think before you came on. That is exactly what I got. I got Kenya, the mountain of Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. Those mountains. So I'm like saying during this study, it got to be one of Mount Zion, got to be one of those. I'm like, And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, that got to be one of them because it sits up like it's spoken of, you know, and it's desolated, you know. So you're right. You are so right. I saw that. I saw that. So it got to be in between those two. Guess why? Mount, it's also right there where the Garden of Eden. So how did they switch it and made everything over in Israel and Jerusalem? I believe that they did that because they don't know where Mount Zion is at. Really, they don't. I think that that's they on the stomping ground. But I think they're on the stomping ground of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the promise of the land. But I think Mount Zion is the promise of the spirit land. You see what I'm saying? I just really believe that. I saw a video. Oh, it was good. Where Europeans are fleeing to the mountains. And I heard, do you know I just heard that today? And I was like, no, you didn't. That's what Ron, whatever his name was, he was saying the same thing. And he was upset because he moved here from United States to over in Africa. And I said to him, hold up, don't try to tell everybody they need to go there when everybody don't have the finances to jump from here to here. You have it because you made that little movie. And that's when you took your tail over there. So you didn't have it either. So you can't just tell everybody to not trust, stop. He said, tell people to stop saying they waiting on Yah. But you didn't have no money. You didn't get over there until you made that million and you got over there from the movie. But you are so right. He was talking about that. They're fleeing to the wrong mountain. He said it's over in Africa that they fleeing to, though. He said they're fleeing to the mountain over in Africa. So I don't know which one he's talking about, but they're going to the wrong one. You said they're going to the wrong one. I understood, yet often feel limited and try my best to get the finances to get it done. Oh, you have, and don't you? It ain't easy, is it? It is not easy. So what I'm saying is, the spirit of Yah has never been a creative that's in this thing with man-made money. You see what I'm saying? So if it's something, he's coming to the four corners to get everybody out. So we're gonna get there one way or another. You see? Because he can't tell us what y'all. I understand what he's saying because he's going by what he's reading, where it tells you to flee to the mountain. When this time take place, flee to the mountain. It does say that, y'all. It really says that in Matthew. It 24. But he's speaking to those that are there. Because he said, don't come down. So he's speaking to those that are there. Why would he say he's going to come to the four corners and get those that are the people of Jacob? He mean what he say, and he say what he mean. We don't have to be there. He's still going to capture us out of the four corners to bring us to Mount Zion, or to the wilderness, to the journey to Mount Zion. Okay, so therefore he's saying that we need to flee now, and I never did agree with that, because I am a student of the Ruach HaKodesh, and let me tell you, he know that I ain't got no sense. And I already know from him that got all sense, then already let me know that that's not how it's done. So I do know that, everybody can't jump up and run over there, because that's what he's talking about. That's not what he's talking about. He said, those that are there, flee to the mountain. You see, but that don't mean we ain't coming. You see what I'm saying? But they're fleeing to the mountain because something is about to happen over there. You get what I'm saying? And they have no idea. But I think Ron do. I think he knows that he's telling them to flee to the mountain because of what we're in that end day. and he telling them to flee to the mountain because of what is happening. I believe that over in that area somewhere, it's going to be the two witnesses, and I believe the beast and the Antichrist is coming from that, not so much as the African part, but I believe over in what's it, Arabian, over near Lebanon and Syria, what is it? Syria, Lebanon, Israel, over in that area. That's where I think the beast and the Antichrist gonna rule from that area. Because believe it or not, y'all don't know, a lot of them are ruling from that part anyway. You see, that's why they fighting over the Gaza Strip. Because I can see even in it where he's telling the Palestinians in Amos and Joel, I'm coming for your bad tails. I know you stole all the gold and silver, but that could be the Roman Catholic that stuck that in there, because I don't see them in nothing. And they were the head over all that chaos. You see what I'm saying? So the video I saw then fleet was in United States Mountain, and they're stocked up. This video I saw them flee to the mountain. Okay, they probably fleeing to that thinking that's it. But Ron said that they're fleeing over in Africa to this other mountain. He didn't say which one, but they're called themselves. And he was talking about that's why China, he say Russia, they are dealing with them over in Africa now, is because they're he said they going up. I don't know what mountain they're going up in. I don't know which one he's talking about, but they can't go up in Mount Zion because he already said it's desolate. He's going to speak to the land, and its land going to restore itself like the Garden of Eden. You see? So they just can't pull up in any old mountain. Yeah, if they in the United States, pull up on the mountain. Take your tail on up there. That's probably where you come from anyway. Go on up to the mountain. But and Don, he's in is it East West Mount East West, I think it's called. No, it's East something. Africa, and he was saying that the Europeans are flocking there, the Chinese are flocking there, and he said something about they're going up the mountain. I don't know which one he's talking about, unless they think that they got the right mountain. You see, over in Africa. And that's why he said a lot of people over in the United States don't know that they're all preparing to go over. They all are transitioning out of all the countries over to Africa, but then telling us not to come, wanting us to see all this other stuff that's going on in Africa to keep us from coming where they're at. They're coming, they're fleeing too. I was like, you gotta be kidding. They're fleeing over the United States is going over to Africa. China, all of them. He said they all coming over there, and they showing us pictures, showing us to influence us that Africa is not doing good, it's poor, and it's going through this and it's going through that. But all of them coming over. So he did say that they going up. I don't know which mountain it is. They call themselves. I think they call themselves owning now. I think they purchase it or what, but they doing something over there. He said. But he said they got us thinking that it's a poor place and it's not, it's beat up and it's torn up just to keep us from coming over there. It was. But you sure it's the mountains that's in United States, because United States don't have no mountains. That's what I learned today. So you get the point I'm making? These mountains are the highest in the world. So that's why I'm trying to say that maybe so. When they were filming it, it could have been that mountain he was talking about, because he was definitely saying that people were all heading up that mountain. It could be the one in the United States, but I heard that they don't have no real mountains here. The United States have mountains. I guess because the mountains that is in Africa near those rivers in that was in Genesis, those are the highest mountains. So I don't know what kind of mountains we have here, and I know we have mountains, but I don't know if it's the type of mountain where people would want to go up there to live. But you said they filmed it from here. You know that it was from the United States. Maybe it is. But yeah, I know we have mountains, but the type of mountains that people are going to run to escape what's going on in the world. California, yeah, they have that. I know I used to stay in California. They have beautiful mountains. You even got the snow where, yeah, exactly, on the tip of it. Yeah, but those are not high mountains. Those are not mountains really high, or those are just, you can look at them and see. But these mountains are going to be, if you look at it on the internet, these mountains right over there in Africa, the tallest mountains, they're going to give you, I think, 3 or 4, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, California, I used to stay in California, and I do know they do have some beautiful mountains. And it's like that, it's got that snow on the tip of the mountain. It looks really nice. It looks really nice. Yeah. So Sister Deborah, gonna sum this message up, but I'm gonna give you a video of what I poured up, and I just want to share it with you all, and the reason why I really like the video, because I don't think I can really say that I've heard no one come as close to who I am as this man here. And I love it because he nailed it. He really nailed it. So let me show it to you. And then I'm going to be getting out. I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live, but I'm going to let you, and you might say, well, that's me too. That's me too. Thank you. So let me see if I can.
According to psychology, if someone has these 5 traits, you're looking at a genuinely good person, and they're rarer than you think. First, they're almost always alone. Yeah. Not because they hate people, but because they discovered something most never will. Peace is quieter, softer, and more honest in solitude. They don't need constant company because they're comfortable with who they are when no one's watching. Second, they overthink everything. Yeah. Life, people, mistakes, heartbreak. Their mind never stops analyzing. They feel everything more deeply than others notice, replaying moments others forget instantly. Third, they read people like open books. Yeah. One look, one sentence, and they've already decoded your intentions. They sense energy shifts, tone changes, and hidden patterns before you even finish speaking. Fourth, they don't trust easily, not because they're cold, but because they've seen too many masks, too many promises that turned into lies. Fifth, they give more than they take. When they care about you, they show up, quietly, consistently, without keeping score. They'll listen when no one else does, remember the things you forgot you mentioned, and help without ever expecting anything in return. Yeah. That kind of heart is rare, and the world rarely deserves it. If you recognized yourself in these 5 traits, comment, "This is me," below. According to psychology,
that's me. He nailed Sister Deborah. He nailed me and put me in the basket. That's me. And my son, I sent it to my son. I said, "This is me." And he said, "Mama, that's you. That's you." I like that. When I heard that, I thought that was so cute, because I said, oh, that he nailed it. He didn't know more about the impact part, but he sure nailed that one there. And I'm going to hold on to that, because I think that's me all over again. So Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I just want to say, I appreciate you all, and I will be back. Just one look does it for me. And don't let me see your shoulders because there are two types of shoulders. Huh? Now, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. Just one look does it for me. And don't let me see your shoulders because there are two types of shoulders. Now, you know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. Uh, young shoulders, old shoulders. We have to be careful of these AI. They're all listed in us and want to convince us. You so right. You are so right. You are so right. As far as AI and those, but this one here, that there man, I went to his page. So he has a YouTube page. Yeah, that's where I got it off of YouTube. It was his YouTube page. Yep. But you so right. You right. Because that's what they do. They will say things and hey, oh my goodness. Woo. Ooh. Did you all know on your Gmail, if somebody send you a message on your Gmail, now the Gmail is under AI. It'll set up a message to send them back. Did y'all know that? When I saw that, I was like, no, they can't do that. Set up a message to send the person back the message. It's respond. Don't you see how dangerous that is? That is so dangerous. So wait a minute. Someone's saying something about, and it is of the Most High Yah. Yet it is discerned to be careful and concerned. Yep. Yep. But when all of that, to me, even the CERN and the AI, to me, this is how I see AI. I look at AI as, I think people don't really get what it was created to do. They using it as a scapegoat. What AI is going to do is AI going to have a glitch in it. They're going to set it up to show a glitch. And when that glitch come in, they're going to use it and say, oh, it has a glitch and we have to repair it. And they're going to shut everybody's system down. About time they decide that they have fixed it, everybody mess going to be offline. Oh, yes, everything going to be out of whack. That's what I think they created AI for. Now, there's something coming after AI. But with this, they got the full control of your whole living. Now that they have wiped you out through a glitch through the AI. Now, that's what I'm thinking. AI ain't worth a dime. But it's used to be able to bring the one world system in a way where it has to shut the system down again. You remember during the COVID time, a lot of you all still didn't know they had reset a lot of things. And when they opened back up, they had stuff in our food and our water. They had stuff that they had changed. They had got rid of all kind of workers all over the place. Police department, post office job. Y'all, nobody really paid attention to what the whole idea of the COVID was. And I say 10 million people then passed away from that thing, and they still dying from it. Okay. So I think the people in this country would have to be the dumbest people in the world, because these people have been doing stuff to the people in this country, and all they've been doing is grinning. That's all they've been doing. Why? Because they've been having their way all this time. As long as that's what I was saying, that's kind of sad. As long as people are having their way, they don't care about the way of this country and how it's doing others. As long as they're able to have their way. They good with what they do to everybody else. Just let us have our way. And I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a dangerous mindset. Very dangerous. That's going to be a part of that nation against nation. People against people, because people think that they crap don't stink. They mean yours can stink, but mine's. You know, people got this mentality. I'm white, I'm right. And that's it. They ain't gonna have it no other way. And to me, to be anything that represents Yah, you got to learn who you are. You got to learn who your people are, what they have done, what they continue to do. Once you get into that, to know that, then you're going to be able to be delivered. But until you're able to be delivered, you are not going to even be grafted in. A lot of them think they already in anyway, but they don't understand. You can't be grafted in under unrighteousness. And if you can't face the fact of what's actually going on in this world today, and you just figure that he's just going to graft you in and you in there because you wants to still keep that same standards of the world. And AI is coming. AI is only for the mess up. After AI, then there's another one that's going to come. Some other way that they got planned to put you back under the digital, if anything, but something has to go under for something else pull in. And I think it's AI. The glitch is going to be in AI where they're going to mess up everybody's system. And then they're going to pull up and put everybody up under another system. That's how they're going to do it. But AI ain't never been nothing but a scapegoat. And like your Google, you know how you're talking about AI? Your whole phone is under the control of AI. Hello. Now, I love what you're saying because that's my speech. Be careful of these AI. I tell everybody that, even every last one of my kids. Let me tell you what that means. When we speak of AI and we speak on the level, like you're saying the same thing I say to everybody about AI. When we speak of being careful, that means don't fall in love with it. Don't use it as you're going and you're coming, you're up and you're down, because that's what the young people are doing. And not just the young one, but the older one too. They're using AI for any and everything. So you can't entertain it in a way that it gains that authority and that power over you to where everything you're going up under is under AI. And that's how my daughter-in-law is. Everything, if I say when I need to get me some tickets, she run into the AI. Everything is AI, because even many people have no idea your whole phone system is under AI. So do we throw away the phone? But we curse AI and we still use our phone for the purpose of what we once used it for. But what you're going to find out that with me, that this is the part that I hate more than anything, is when I go into Google to look up a Hebrew word, here called AI popping up telling you, I make sure I scroll down real fast just to show that just for me to be in full control, that I'm not letting it tell me anything. You's a liar. So I stroll all the way down till I find where it says the Hebrew word is this. But everything on your phone is led and guided. Your Google, everything is, your Facebook is under AI. They are taking pictures off my phone and putting it into my AI. Into my Facebook. And I didn't know they could do that. So it's already out of control, but it's a power thing that they have. It has a great deal to do with that. You see? You're right. You are so right. They are in the line. You are so 100. You know, Dan. See, you know. Yep, you know. Now, see, you talk about two different type of shoulders. Okay? In the spirit realm, I can believe that you might be able to discern shoulders, but then I might ask you to discern it. Because with me, I can believe that the spirit has given different gifts. A lot of people did not know that there is a gift that the Father has given me regarding the eyes. But he didn't give me the shoulders, but he did give me the elbow. Okay? He didn't give me the shoulders, but he did give me the elbow. I can look at a male or a female at any age, young and old, and tell if they have been sexually tampered with. The elbows alone. The eyes, he allowed me to box. And the only reason why I think he gave me the gift of eyes because of my journey, I believe. But what happened is I was moving to Atlanta, Georgia with my 6 children and my husband. And I was trying to sell. We had 3 PlayStation 3. The oldest model I was trying to sell at the pawn shop. When I got in there, they said they had so many that they couldn't sell it. So a young man, he was in there trying to find out if they had one. But I think he was just pretty much trying to find somebody that had something that he can follow and get from them. So when I was going out the door, he said, ma'am, my grandmother sent me up here to see if they had any. And if you're trying to sell that, can I'm going to go over here to my grandma and see if she'll let me give me the money and get it. She told me I can come up to the pawn shop. So I'm thinking this young man is sincere. And I kind of really feel sad for him. I had 4 sons and 2 daughters. So I just figured, okay, he really want a PlayStation. Do you know I followed that young man probably like 4 minutes from that house. And he said, you can come on in. My grandmother's in here. I'm going to ask her if she can give me the money, but you can come on in. I told him, nope, I'm not going to come in. I'm going to sit in the car. And he kept saying, you can come in. You can come in. It's just my grandmother's. I stay with my grandmother. Do you know I sat there and I sat there. He didn't show up. He didn't come back out. He didn't come back out. And then he came out. He said, my grandmother wanted to see the PlayStation. I said, no, I'm not sending it out. I'm not sending it in. Just tell her, if she's going to give you the money for it, tell her what it looked like, and I'm not sending it in. He said, well, come in and meet her. Come in and meet her. Do you know, I sat there for 45 minutes. That young man never came out. Somebody that came was going in. I think somebody was going in, and I asked him, did y'all see a young man did she know a young man that stays in the house with his grandmother there? She said, it ain't no young man. It's a scheme. And she said, ma'am, you need to get out of here. It's a scheme. I could have been dead that day. And guess what I noticed about the young boy? That his eyes were centered. The brown part was in the center. So the Holy Spirit says, when you run up on somebody like this, Deborah, I want you to know how to box the eyes. So he taught me how to box the full eye, then 1/4 of the eye, and then 2/2. But if you can't box it, that's a person you can trust. And he taught me how to box the eyes. He was saying to me that was a danger zone. His eyes, can you remember? And I said, yeah, his cubicle, whatever they call him, little brown part, I can put a circle around. He said, no, it's going to be called box. Run from people like that. So the spirit, so when you said shoulders, that could be true. I don't know, but I know the elbows, I can. Oh, I can nail that thing on females and males. Part of the ministry. Being so many people have been tampered with to where it rests in the shape of their elbows. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Oh, yes. A man 70, 80 is still in his elbows. Someone says, I thought we are to speak truth and not be shamed. You're not being shamed, sugar. You good. You sure are. You good. Yep, it's all love. Right. You're loved. Yep, that's beautiful. You good, sugar. But yeah, and honestly, AI is everywhere, baby. Shoot, I can get on my phone and do a video. They didn't already scope to where nobody could come on. Let me tell you, when I do the video on my phone, when I first, I think it's been about 3 months. I mean, it was rocking up. But all of a sudden, it's the topic that you're speaking that AI is tagging, and it takes everything away. And I said, you know what? You really have to be within you, ready to receive whatever's out there to try to put you in a category. Embrace it, people. Embrace it. Because if you think that you are, if you're thinking that you are here to be able to come side by side with the world and please the world, that can't be. It ain't that ain't gonna happen, y'all. That's not what we're here for, and y'all ain't gonna allow it. This mess out here, and people don't even understand that. These people, it will not. Why would I teach you spirit and truth if YouTube been paying me, let's say $1,000 or let's say $1,500 a month? Okay, my page is booming. We're teaching you to lie. Who would switch from the lie and tell the truth? This is what the platforms is, you guys. They're not geared just like the churches. You have a lot of people came out of the church building. It don't make no difference. You came straight to it on the internet. Because you remember when Yeshua said, the time shall come and the time is now when the true worshipers shall worship in spirit and truth. So we're supposed to be in this day and time speaking spirit and truth. Okay? But what is happening, who you think gonna pull up speaking spirit and truth? As it was prophesied that in the end days we must speak. The true worshipers will speak spirit and truth. Who gonna pull up? Tell me somebody. Who gonna pull up speaking that and lose their $1,500 or their $2,000 a month? Who gonna change that and do and follow the protocol of the light? Speak spirit and truth. That's why they get away. That's why they teach what they teach. They are controlled by the dollar. And I don't know why people never figured that out. So when you see a lot of subscribers, it's because what they're teaching is deception, and it's not spirit and truth. Because with spirit and truth come the light. We were supposed to be the light that's set up on a hill to make a difference. Now they speaking dreams and vision. And they don't care. People don't care if you had a dream in 2015. You're getting 40 and 50,000 likes because you had a dream in 2015 and now you decided to bring it up today. Who gonna stop lying to mess up their paycheck? Somebody make it make sense. They ain't gonna stop lying. They gonna give you the deception and the lie. The more you yearn for it and the more people like it, they gonna keep putting it out there just like that. They ain't gonna tell you no spirit and truth. I don't give a rat's behind. I'm going to teach what he gives me to teach and speak unto my spirit, in my spirit. But this is how it is. It is what it is. And you can't debate them. You can't challenge them or anything. Just they doing what they do best. And he said there's two gates, one to the narrow and one to the broad. Let them go their direction. And that's what people are doing. I don't know if y'all seen this. He's a darker skinned man. He's supposed to be a pastor. And I don't know where he come from. I really don't know where he come from. But he always teaching on a stage, and he have all of these people coming to his place, and they be, oh man, they be just all over the place. Anytime, y'all listen to this, anytime that you are in darkness and a person's on the stage and y'all all sitting in darkness, and this individual is preaching and teaching you, loudness, I ain't gonna even give it the loudness is the reason, but and you're going in here, and many and millions, not millions, I mean, I said that lots and lots are attending his service. And I'm like looking at that, I said, who ministered the light in darkness? Who will come and entertain the spirit in darkness? I don't get it. But a lot of them do. And the multitude that's following them loves it. Because in darkness, people seem to do better. It makes them feel they in there. And I'm like saying, now you hear people saying, and he coming up saying some things that he's going through, but I'm just still saying, did he sell out to something? And that's what a lot of them are doing. They putting them up on this YouTube. I'm telling you, they coming out of nowhere. And when they finish with them, they use them up and they throw them away. And I don't mean throw them away and they live. I'm serious. I sit back and I watch it. I'm watching this. When I don't think Stephen Darby, I don't think they threw him away, but I think they did something to him. I know that other DeBalk, whatever that other man was, he played on a field, and out of nowhere he died of a unknown illness, instant. But he was coming to give his last word, and I'm sitting here listening to him talk. I said, "They getting ready to take you out, ain't they, bro?" I'm just sitting here listening to him. I said, "They getting ready to take you out, ain't they, bro?" I could feel it all over him. They getting ready to take him out. It wasn't nothing but the next day they took him out. Yes, the next day. They always bringing people that they have target and brought up to throw onto the internet to be preachers. Now they got two others, two new kind. I'm like saying, where they come from? Doing the same thing he was doing. Lying. Why? Because they got to keep it up. They got to keep us as brown skin focused on the deception that they want us to believe. And they got to pay them to do that. Yeah, here's the truth. Pray for my natural father, please. All righty. Yeah, he was definitely the truth. Pray for my natural father, please. Okay, I will do. Sure will. But yeah, so I think that but we don't even understand how we sell out. We sell out. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one, and prayers will go in the spirit for the Father. And Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope you got something out of it. But even if you didn't, I know that I did. Shalom and shalom.